Hello all, warm welcome, again, in day 5. Take deep breath, there's a stillness that lives inside every man, quiet potential that the world rarely teaches him to trust. Society tells men to shout, to perform, to compete louder. But real power doesn't need an audience. It simply is. This day, we explore that stillness. The place where your strength stops being about muscles or dominance and starts being about presence, about the energy that steadies rather than shakes. Before we go deeper into semen retention mastery, subscribe to this channel and join our Telegram community, link below. You'll get guidance, insights, and exclusive updates designed to accelerate your growth. Stay connected. Your discipline, focus, and transformation begin right here. Every man is born with a current of raw energy inside him. It's ancient, wired deep into his biology and psyche. This energy, when untrained, turns reckless, seeking thrill, chasing validation, fighting everything, but when harnessed, it becomes the masculine archetype, focused, protective, creative, and deeply grounded. This is not about gender roles or stereotypes. It's about psychology. Jung called it the inner masculine principle, the force that structures, leads, and protects meaning. You're here to awaken that inner architect. Strength begins with self-ownership. You cannot lead others, command respect, or build anything lasting if you haven't taken responsibility for your own emotions, impulses, and habits. True strength isn't control over the world, it's control over self. That doesn't mean suppression, it means awareness. When you can feel anger without letting it dictate your behavior, you become trustworthy. When you can face fear and move anyway, you become courageous. When you can stay calm while others panic, you become a lighthouse. Physical strength is part of it, yes, but physical training is just the entry point to discipline. Every push-up, every rep, every run is a metaphor for how you handle resistance in life. The body becomes the training ground for the mind. A strong body says, I'm prepared to carry weight. But the deeper strength, the kind that builds empires and families and legacies, comes from mental consistency. It's the ability to wake up, show up, and keep going when motivation dies. That's where the masculine core is forged. The masculine archetype thrives on clarity. Clarity of mission, clarity of values, clarity of speech. A man who knows what he stands for doesn't get pulled by trends or opinions. In a world that profits from your distraction, clarity is rebellion. Every day, ask yourself, what am I building? What kind of man am I becoming? These questions cut through confusion. They turn chaos into purpose. When you move with purpose, your energy aligns. You stop leaking focus through comparison and start generating momentum through conviction. Stability comes when you no longer chase external validation. Most men waste years trying to prove themselves to parents, partners, bosses, or strangers online. But validation is a treadmill. The more you chase it, the faster it runs. Real stability comes from an internal sense of worth. You don't need the world to clap for you because your own conscience already approves. That doesn't make you arrogant, it makes you grounded. To develop that inner stability, you must know your boundaries. Boundaries are not walls. They are architecture. They define where your energy begins and ends. Without them, you're pulled into everyone else's storm. A masculine man respects his limits not because he's rigid, but because he's intentional. He decides what deserves his attention. That decision, repeated daily, becomes the backbone of confidence. Confidence itself is misunderstood. It's not bravado or loudness or charm. It's quiet certainty born from evidence, not ego. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, confidence grows. Every time you push through discomfort, it compounds. Eventually, confidence stops being something you perform and becomes something you radiate. People feel it in your posture, your eyes, your tone. It's not what you say, it's how little you need to say. Silence, when it's backed by presence, is magnetic. A man who's comfortable in silence is dangerous in the best way. He doesn't rush to fill gaps with words because he's not seeking approval. He listens deeply, thinks slowly, and speaks with weight. Silence is how he gathers energy, processes emotion, and measures truth. In a noisy world, silence becomes power. Let's talk about emotional mastery. Strength without emotional intelligence turns brittle. You've seen IT men who act tough but shatter at the first rejection or failure. Real stability means you can hold space for chaos without becoming it. When pain comes, you don't run, you breathe. You let it pass through you, extracting the lesson instead of avoiding it. That's maturity, the ability to hold discomfort without losing composure. The archetypal masculine isn't emotionless. He's emotionally fluent. He feels everything, but he chooses when and how to express it. Masculine energy is also deeply protective. Not possessive, not controlling, but protective in the sense that it shields what's sacred. Your purpose, your peace, your people. A man's duty is to create safety first within himself, then in his environment. When those around you sense your steadiness, they relax. You become the anchor in turbulent waters. That's what leadership really is, creating calm through competence. Stability doesn't mean stagnation. The oak tree grows slowly, but its roots go deep. You grow by facing resistance. Every challenge you face is a form of training, emotional, mental, or spiritual. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "What strength is this trying to teach me?" The masculine path isn't about comfort, it's about capacity. You expand by carrying weight. The more you carry consciously, the more life trusts you with. Confidence grows alongside humility. The moment you believe you've arrived, you start decaying. Silent confidence means you know your value, but you also know there's always more to learn. You stand tall, not because you think you're superior, but because you've earned self-respect through consistent effort. You can meet another strong man without envy, a beautiful woman without neediness, and adversity without complaint. That's the essence of quiet dominance-rooted power without arrogance. One of the key aspects of masculine strength is decisiveness. Indecision drains energy. When you hesitate, your mind loops, your focus fractures. Make decisions with the best information you have and then adapt. The masculine archetype trusts his judgment. He doesn't fear mistakes because he learns quickly. The more decisions you make, the more data you gather. Over time, intuition sharpens. That's how confidence becomes instinct. Every day, test your edges. Do something that stretches your comfort zone, physically, intellectually, spiritually. Growth demands friction. Lift heavier weights, take harder conversations, sit longer in silence. Each time you face friction consciously, you polish your character. Weak men avoid difficulty. Strong men absorb it and refine themselves through it. That's how stability becomes second nature. Let's talk about purpose. A man without purpose drifts. He becomes reactive, distracted, and easily manipulated. Purpose doesn't always mean a grand mission, it means direction. It's the reason you wake up and act even when motivation is gone. Purpose stabilizes emotion. When your actions are aligned with something larger than comfort, you stop being tossed by moods. You move from impulse to intention. The world respects that kind of man. Discipline is how you protect purpose. Every ritual waking early, training, reading, journaling is a signal to your subconscious that you're serious about your mission. Discipline is devotion in motion. It's not rigidity, it's rhythm. The masculine thrives on rhythm cycles of effort and recovery, action and reflection. When your day follows order, chaos outside can't shake you. The archetypal masculine doesn't avoid vulnerability either. He simply expresses it differently. Vulnerability for a man is honesty admitting truth without dramatizing it. It's the courage to say, "I'm struggling, but I'm handling it." It's facing the unknown without pretending to be invincible. That kind of vulnerability deepens trust. People don't follow perfect men. They follow authentic ones. Stillness is your ally. In a hyperactive culture, being calm is rebellious. Stillness allows reflection. Reflection creates wisdom. Every evening, take time to sit quietly. No screens, no noise. Let thoughts settle like sediment in clear water. That's where insights arise. The more still you become, the more powerful your movements. A tiger doesn't rush. It waits, observes, and strikes only when necessary. Your stillness is what gives your actions precision. Relationships test your masculine energy more than anything. Whether with friends, partners, or colleagues, your stability determines the tone. When you're reactive, others feel unsafe. When you're steady, they relax into your frame. Don't control people. Influence them through example. Leadership isn't telling others what to do, it's living in such alignment that they want to follow. Another layer of masculine power is restraint. Power without restraint turns destructive. Every straw man must learn when not to act. The ability to pause, to assess, to respond rather than react is what separates warriors from wanderers. That restraint, mental, emotional, verbal is not weakness, it's refinement. A sword is only valuable when it's sheathed until needed. Integrity is the foundation of all this. Without integrity, confidence collapses. Every time you lie, cheat, or break your word, your subconscious stops trusting you. That's why so many men feel lost. They've betrayed their own code. Rebuild integrity, one decision at a time. Say what you mean, do what you said. Even small acts of consistency start repairing the inner architecture of strength. Masculine energy, when balanced, also brings order to creativity. It gives structure to chaos. Without that structure, even brilliance scatters. A masculine man creates containers, time blocks, routines, frameworks that allow creativity to flourish safely. Think of rivers. They need banks to flow powerfully. Structure isn't confinement. It's freedom with direction. Every archetype carries shadow potential. The shadow masculine is either too rigid or too chaotic, domineering, or passive. Balance lies in awareness. When you notice yourself tipping toward control or collapse, pause. Return to breath, to posture, to clarity. The goal is not perfection, but harmony. The strong man integrates both fire and water, assertiveness and empathy, strength and softness. In moments of doubt, remember this: confidence is not the absence of fear. It's the decision to act with it. Courage doesn't mean you don't feel anxiety, it means you move anyway. Every time you act, despite uncertainty, your nervous system learns that you are capable. Fear becomes fuel. That's how confidence grows quietly, brick by brick, choice by choice. To embody silent confidence, slow down your movements. Speak less. Breathe deeper. Look people in the eyes when you talk. These small behaviors signal self-assurance to your nervous system. Confidence is physiological as much as psychological. When you move deliberately, the mind follows the body's lead. Soon, your presence starts speaking louder than any words could. Listen up. Your assignment before you leave: like, subscribe, and go. I need to know your location comments section is mandatory. The world desperately needs stable men. Men who can hold a family, a vision, a standard. Men who don't crumble under pressure or chase chaos for entertainment. You become that man by mastering your inner climate. Stability is contagious. When you walk into a room centered, everyone adjusts unconsciously. That's influence at its highest level, energetic leadership. As you walk this path, humility keeps you honest. Strength must always be balanced by service. The masculine archetype protects not for pride, but for love. When your power serves others, it multiplies. When it serves only ego, it implodes. The most respected men are those whose presence makes others feel safer, not smaller. Every night, review your day. Where did you lead? Where did you falter? What did you learn? Reflection keeps your growth intentional. You don't become the archetype overnight, it's a lifelong alignment. Each decision, each boundary, each act of restraint carves the man you're meant to be. Someday you'll realize, strength was never about being hard, it was about being dependable. Stability was never about being cold, it was about being consistent. And confidence was never about being loud, it was about being sure. The masculine archetype isn't something you perform, it's something you remember, it's who you already are. When noise, fear, and doubt fall away. Tonight, sit in silence for a few minutes. Feel your heartbeat. That rhythm has been with you since before words. It doesn't rush, doesn't seek approval, it just beats. That's your natural state. Consistent, steady, alive. Let that heartbeat remind you what masculine energy really is: not dominance, not suppression, but rhythm and presence. When you move from that place, your strength becomes effortless. If this video gave you real value, tap the thanks button. Your support helps me keep creating deeper content like this. And that's what this journey is about. Not becoming more of something else, but becoming less divided, less distracted, less reactive, more whole. The masculine archetype is not a mask to wear, it's a foundation to return to. And when you return to it fully, the world stops feeling overwhelming, because you've finally remembered who builds it. Keep watching. Day 6, coming soon.